Hello and welcome to Gank Right Lane. Today we're going to be talking about the Season of Hope update and also
It cut out. I couldn't even hear it, but I know what it was. I'm assuming it got really loud right there for a second.
Yes.
That had
Yeah.
to have been a scream.
Discord has a noise gate, I'm pretty sure.
Surely, not a scream of joy, right?
No, they were mean to my solos again, Sean. They're
Yeah.
bullying me.
Like we talked about last week, how Souls were in this bad spot. Well, looks like it's worse.
Yeah. Well, here's at least they're getting more XP with how they're reworking all that stuff. But
Yeah.
in terms of like the items, they got worse. They nerfed the items again.
Right, and I think that's
Except for
gonna
the hammers
be
that nobody's ever gonna build.
right. I could see it being like a first item in certain spots, but man, it's just looking rough for him.
Yeah.
Um, I I think the XP will help a little bit. Your lane. They talked about changing the map and how the map was going to change in this coming patch in the 10.3 Season of Hope, and I didn't see a lot of change besides just camp stuff. I
Yeah.
was expecting a little more of like removal of some of the rocks.
Right.
More
Yeah.
shifts up, but it's
Yeah. I one thing I will say is that at the beginning of the year when they were talking about how like, oh, we're gonna have 4 seasons this year, everybody was like, yeah, okay. This you're just renaming your mid season updates. This is actually like a new season size change.
yeah.
It's not an entirely new map, but not all of the seasons of the past had new maps. But like overall, this is definitely like a new season size change
Oh
for
yeah,
the game.
yeah. I mean, they still they're changing parts of the map. Some of the stuff you don't necessarily notice when you're playing the game. Multiple games a day. But if you were to come back and just look at the map and be like, you can tell this is different.
Yeah.
And and you're right with that. This is a big change. I wasn't sure what to expect this year with the 4 seasons, but personally, I'm really happy with this. I mean,
Same.
this is going to feel like whenever this update comes through, this is going to feel like a whole new game almost with the amount of things that got changed. I mean, what? So how many items and gods were changed in this? Do you know the
I believe it was
about
70
numbers?
gods, 80 items.
Yeah. That's like a majority of the game right there.
Yep.
So I'm excited. It seems to be a lot of the changes are toward healing. Maybe
Yes.
this season of hope is healing focused. Will they change that next patch? I don't know. Is this going to be something permanent? I would assume this is more change into permanency
I would
than
assume so
anything.
as well.
But I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to get into it with you.
Yep.
All right. Starting us off, you want to look at skins? Tell us what
Sure.
you think about them. So,
The leading Lady Aphrodite skin.
yep, that's the new
I think it's great.
tier.
I wish I had $100 or whatever the fuck it costs, like 60.
Yeah, it's the new T5 skin. I think they come out with one once a year, maybe
Something like
twice a
that.
year. I could be mistaken. So Aphrodite, it changes every time you ult. It changes to a different skin, and there's 5 different forms of it. I think it looks really cool.
If I had the skin, I would change into that bunny or cat or whatever skin on the
The
left.
burglar, the
Yeah,
Catwoman skin. Yeah.
yeah, and then never ult again. That's
Did
got
you?
a thick ass.
Okay.
Really hope my
Did
parents don't listen to this pod.
right? Yeah, we'll skip this one. But did you watch any highlights of the preview show today over
I did
this?
not. I was doing stuff. I was cleaning my apartment and doing taxes and stuff.
Nice. That sucks. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, each of these skins has like different um, what do you call it? Effects on their abilities. I
All
think
right,
the Safari one
different like
sends out.
animations.
Yeah, it sends out
Excuse me.
thing of sand, and then a big wave comes crashing over, wiping out the sand, and that's her birds that she sends. It's a bunch of toucans
Right.
too. So, right. So just cool stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot. Honestly, I don't dislike any of these skins that they released.
They're
Um,
all pretty good.
yeah, a big
Business
fan of
Nog
the
Anubis is amazing. They need to stop giving
yeah,
Anubis so many good skins.
right. He's gonna be played a little extra coming up.
Uh,
Especially
he would be even if it wasn't because of the skin, but we'll get there.
yeah, it's not because of the skin. That might help him a little bit, but um, another what is that? An alien skin for
Yep.
the Manicore.
It's like the
Some more of
third or
those.
fourth alien skin or something.
Yeah, we got the Tiamat one, the Fenrir one. I can't think of any others. I know Cirquet has
You have it
Dreaded.
open, don't you? Oh, you're talking about the alien ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I thought you meant the new ones
Like
that were
no,
coming.
no. I'm just talking about alien ones, but
Right.
that same type of skin. Have you seen Fenrir XD?
I have.
You have anything to say about that?
I love
Uh,
it.
yeah, that's
That's me on the inside.
is it? I can see that. I don't know
Recently, my
where
hair got so long I could actually do like the eye comb over thing, and then I
you
got
need
my
to.
hair cut because I hate having my hair that long so bad.
Yeah, well, when it gets in your eyes, man,
Yeah,
that's
it's horrible.
annoying.
But
That's yeah. I think this was a fan art one someone made and put on Reddit or something, and they eventually integrated it into the game. So that's cool, but I like it. I like that skin. Interesting. And one you can't really tell based off just the picture, but the Evelyn Enchanter Morgan Le Fay. Oh, Elvin.
yep,
Elvin. Oh. No, my mind skipped over that. Um, that in-game character model is super cool.
yeah.
It looks really clean. It looks like different from. I mean, you can tell it's Morgan Le Fay using abilities, but if not, I'd be like, who's the new mage? You know, really fun with that one. Same with kind of the new Zeus skins. He's getting two new ones with the new battle pass. Him, Nox, and Amuse and Cobb are all getting two skins with this new battle pass. And speaking of
So no reason for me to do Battle Pass then.
that, what do you mean?
Well, King, I guess
Oh,
King Arthur has a skin.
yeah, for your personal gods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't play any of them.
yeah. Well,
They
they now
also aren't
added.
my favorite skins that they released. To be honest, they're
You don't like
fine, but
these?
I don't really love them.
Man, the Moose and Cobb ones are
The Moose and
are
Cobb ones are definitely very good. I'm more
are
into like
so.
funny
Uh,
skins,
okay, that's
like
fair.
Business Dog Anubis. That's probably my favorite skin ever.
That is really nice. They did a really good job with all
Also,
these.
Doodle Raw.
The Doodle Raw, yeah. I
That
know
might be
that
my
one's
favorite one ever.
one of your top. Do you have that skin by the way?
I do, because I love
Okay,
it so much, and I don't even play Raw. I played Raw 3 times. It was because I got the skin.
good. We need to change that. We need to get and
I
you know
can't hit his
maybe
ult. I'm too shit.
just practice, man. Practice
I
makes
guess I'll
perfect.
have to. Yeah.
Just gotta try it out some more. But yeah, I agree. I mean, Zeus and the Nox, they're like it's nothing crazy, but I think it's cool. You know,
Yep.
I like some of the skins where it changes more details. You know, like that dog skin. But yeah, with the battle pass though, it is now used to be 60 levels. Now it's 90. Um, and with that, it'll cost 200 more gems. I think it was 600 at first. Now it's going to 800, which is
Yep.
like 10 bucks. Um, 800 gems is 10 bucks. It's no $10 difference.
Yeah.
Um, but they said with completing like any other battle pass before, if you complete it, you will have enough gems to buy the next one. You know, so as long as you buy one and complete it, you will be able to buy the next one. If that's what you want to do with your gems.
Did they do that before?
Yeah. Mhm.
I
Yeah,
didn't
if
realize
you
you got 600 gems back from the battle passes.
maybe
That don't
that's
sound
that's what
right.
that's what they told me. Battle Pass Duality Plus. Okay, so maybe we'll have to find out, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're talking about. They said you will earn back. It will increase the amount of gems.
Right.
Um, yeah, given to you throughout the. It scales accordingly. Um, and with that, that's the Moose and Cobb, the Zeus, Nox, and there's only one King Arthur skin in that. I'm guessing that'll be the very last one. But I
It
mean,
is. It is in the free track, so it might not be.
do you think you're? Oh, oh yeah, paid items track and free track.
Yep.
Yeah,
I scrolled down
okay.
just a little bit further than you did.
You made it just a little farther than me. Yeah, King Arthur looks like he's free, and so does the Frostlich. Oh, Frostlich recall skin. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah. So I mean, odds are you're buying this. You personally, no.
0% because I don't play any of those gods.
Right.
But yeah, I don't buy any of the battle passes unless there's a skin in it I very much like.
Right.
So I bought this past one with in-game currency because there was an Iraqian skin I liked, and I bought the one that had pink hair with Nemesis. Those are the only two I've ever bought. I don't think any of these skins I like enough that if I played any of those guys, I would buy it. But
You know the best part. I think they ended up giving you the Nemesis skin for free later on in that
yeah, I'm sure
during
they
that
did.
battle pass time. So that worked out for you. But
I didn't even
what we
finish
have?
that battle pass, so I didn't even get the Charybdis skin at the end of it. I didn't care. I just wanted the Nim skin.
I don't. So you get boosters for buying the battle pass, right? You get battle pass boosters, which I mean helps you
I
complete it
believe so.
faster.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time I bought a battle pass. I finished it in like 5 days, man. I got a problem when
Yeah,
it
you
comes
play
to
this
this
game too
game.
much because
That's like
I
playing
have
a
the time
lot.
I don't finish. I
Yeah.
finished this last one pretty fast. I finished it a couple weeks ago because
We
I've
we
been playing more
yeah, we've
ever
been
since
playing
we
a lot
started the
more.
pod.
Um just more stuff. I mean, that's what I like about stuff changes like this with season 10. They changed it a lot, and I mean, what you would take months off for the past 2 years, or it just gets stale. It's not fun for you.
Right.
But I mean,
They're making big changes a lot faster, and I'm very happy about it.
right? It keeps people interested. It keeps people coming in. It keeps people around. So I think that's it's really good for the community for one, and then also people like us. It's just nice having new stuff, even though we're always going to be playing the game.
Yeah.
Or at least personally, I'm always going to be playing the game, and so it's nice having something
You'll be playing this game on your deathbed.
right. I'm definitely getting a copy of this buried with me. I'd imagine. Yeah, I have Smite on disc, by the way. I just thought I'd throw that out there. That's coming with me.
Dude, I have a Rocket League on disc, which is definitely the weirdest game to ever own on disc.
I didn't know that they made Rocket League on disc.
Yeah, I didn't either. I got it for my birthday one year, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Said, "Mom, this is free."
It wasn't free when I got it on disc. The game used to cost money, and then I
Oh
got it
yeah.
on disc, and now it is free.
I hate games that do that, man.
Yeah.
It makes you feel bad.
You just paid for
Um,
early access.
you're right. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Um, but yeah, that's all Battle Pass stuff.
It's
Skins
the
mostly.
Hope Reborn
I guess.
event.
Yes, the community celebration. Oh, okay, okay. We skipped over that. Yeah, new. Basically, community celebration. You play 6 days. Out of 2 weeks, so you have 14 days. You play 6 of them, you get a free Ama skin. Um, every time you win a game each day, you get a different reward. There's been plenty of these before, so
Yeah.
Just some little extra incentive to keep playing. But yeah, Hope Revornovit, if you wanna jump into that. That's really just the T5 Afro skin.
Yeah.
With those cosmetics, I think it costs right now if you buy all of them, it's at a discounted price for like 6,820 gems, which is like 2,000 gems cheaper than every T5 has been in the past. So that might save you an extra $20 if you're interested in getting that around then 15. But something worth. This is
Still
one
a
of
lot of
mine.
money.
Yeah, for sure. But besides that, was Cthulhu the past T5 skin?
I think Cthulhu was last year's.
Yeah. So that one was also that
I'm
one was
trying to
cool.
remember
It's
what
kind of,
else was in that battle pass, or not that battle pass, that event, and I cannot for the life of me.
well, there's so many things. There's so many items per event, you know.
Yeah.
Um. Well, see, I'm trying to think because I thought the Cthulhu in this past T5, it was Cthulhu. it was like one of the lower tiers of it. So it couldn't have been Cthulhu T5. Anyway, yeah. I'm not
Maybe
sure
we're misremembering what the order is.
what yeah. But I really like this one. I'd consider getting it if I had gems saved up, but I don't think this is something I'd spend. I'm just not a big Aphrodite player, you know?
Yeah, and I got Beach Babe Aphrodite skin, so
Yeah, if you have the beach babe, that's really
yeah.
all you need. I think yeah, I'm pretty sure I bought that one as well. So we're on
Yeah.
the same page. Um, kind of going down a little bit.
Quality of life update.
Yep.
No, very small things. Making Marta cores look better. They're changing how accommodations work, so there's only one type, and you can do it once every 12 minutes instead of 24 hours. And
That'll be nice.
yep, they're changing the split rank rewards, which they'll now have a godlike chest at 15 wins, and of 50 wins will be 100 gems, and that's it.
Yeah,
We're
I
just
mean,
breeze right through that because there's so much
well,
other stuff to talk about, and we're 17 minutes in already. We
the
haven't
mana
gotten to
core looked
anything
like
important yet.
plastic before. I just want to say that. So I'm glad
That's
he
true.
he looks a little better. I don't think he looks a lot better personally, but
Right.
he looks a little better. Um, yeah, accommodations basically after every game now you can accommodate your friends.
Unless it's a
Keeps
10-minute surrender and you gotta queue really fast.
right.
Even then, you
Right.
might be able to.
That just incentivizes grouping up more.
Yep.
Um,
I
and
saw that
and
and
now
I
you
was
can
very excited because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get the combination award so fast now.
right. Yeah. It won't even. Well, I'll be honest. I don't accommodate anyone after every game.
Wow.
I haven't for almost a year now.
Every time we play, I do accommodations for everybody that we're in a party with, and I don't do any randoms.
Yeah, screw those guys. Well, especially most of them suck. By the way, I just want to shout out to whoever we're playing with. If you're listening,
Fuck you.
you suck. Get better at the game. Thank
We're
you.
not even that good. Well, I'm not.
Well, but you somehow consistently
Are the worst player in the game.
play, play without your hands. So um, try using your fingers, and that might
Remember
help.
that guy who literally said little brother had the controller about how we were joking about how his little brother had the controller?
Yeah, he came
And
back
then, and
and
then he was still ass.
he got a little better.
He got 2 kills right away and then get another kill for the rest of the
Yeah, yeah. Basically, what was it? An Agni in a ranked game. Or in a ranked game. I mean, playing didn't know how to start. Um, almost got soloed by Red Buff. Instantly walked away. Got soloed. He was 0-5 at like 6 minutes, and then he comes back and says, "Sorry, had to like poop or something."
game.
That was my little brother, and we're like, "No way!" Little brother was actually on the controller. And then he came back, got like 2 kills, and then apparently it gave the controller back to his little brother.
Yeah. See,
Had,
that
had some
game
bad
about 2 and 13.
right. Had some bad diarrhea that game, but It's too bad. Yeah, the ranked rewards though, that gives you some sort of incentive on playing ranked once you hit MMR cap. You
Yeah,
keep winning, you keep getting godlike chests, which I mean, I consistently get skins out of godlike chests. Helps you just fill out stuff you don't have,
yeah.
especially for people who do like buying everything and also yeah, 50 gems for 50 wins. I thought was ridiculous. You're giving me 1 gem per rank game I win. I'm winning 1 rank game every 90 rank games I play. So please give me more. 100 feels a little better.
Yeah. Mostly because they're
Okay,
bad teammates.
sure. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. I'll go with that. Yeah, if you want to take us on to the next,
All right. We're changing the
HUDs.
HUD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, you can just move everything around, even on console.
Yeah, which is nice.
Um, yeah, it gives you some. They cleaned it up a little too. You know, it was they were talking. Smite's been kind of its staple has been big boxy designs. You know, like
Yeah.
look at the Smite logo. It's thick. You
Like
know,
that
everything
new
about.
Afro skin.
I'll clap for that one. Um, yeah. So was their HUD, you know, in game. Now they cleaned it up a little bit. Um, it does. It looks like a lot. It looks a lot slicker, a sleeker. I don't know what the word you would use for that is. Um, and you can literally move just about anything. I mean, you can't separate your relics. You can't separate your actives. You can't separate your abilities. But I've seen people. Genetics posted a screenshot on Twitter earlier, and he had his health bar in the top right corner and his mana bar in the bottom left. you you know, and across the screen was everything else.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could literally move anything anywhere and change the size, and you can change, you know, whether it's horizontal or vertical.
Can you change the opacity?
I would assume so. I know you
Oh, let's
can.
go.
I
I'm
know
just
you
gonna put everything giant in the middle of my screen at like 10% opacity so I can see through it.
can barely see any. Yeah, that would help. So you could barely see your HUD for one because
Yeah,
it's
who
ten
needs it?
percent. But then it's also covering the entire screen, so you can barely see the screen as well. So that,
Yeah,
that just like
exactly.
works out. You know, you can just
Yeah.
barely see anything. But yeah,
It's like
it's
those people who have the map over their entire screen. Now you can do that with everything.
right. Yeah, just put everything over the entire screen. Yeah. What if you stacked everything right in the middle? You think you could? You think you can manage that?
Like full opacity so you still can't see through it.
Yeah, I
That would be
know.
horrible. I would never hit an ability. I already don't.
Maybe you'd hit more.
Because I can't see.
Yeah, if you couldn't see anyone, that might help.
Overthink it because I'm like, well, I'm not gonna hit anyways, and then I'm the best player of all
Well,
time.
ends up going in. Yeah. Yeah, that's worth a shot. So worth a shot trying out putting everything in the middle.
I'm
Heard
not
it
gonna
here
try
first.
that out.
But I know I've talked about it with you before. Have you seen? You know who Autospeed is?
I do not.
He's just a really good ranked player. He posts his videos. He's YouTube and Twitch. Um, he has his map in the middle of the screen.
Yeah,
It is
you've told me about him before for sure.
massive. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever showed you that, but just big old map right in the
I
middle.
thought about trying that because I've thought about changing the map size but making it like more easy to see through,
Yeah.
but I haven't done it
Um,
yet.
yeah, it literally gives me a headache when I watch these videos.
Yeah.
I can't do
Here's the thing. That's not the only way I'm gonna realize I'm getting ganked. Because I'm
it.
not. Because like it's gonna pop up like on in the middle of my screen. I'm being ganked. Because
Why
the
is
red
the
circle will
alcohol
just
going
show up.
through?
I'll be like, oh. So, like when I'm fighting somebody, I'm not looking at the map as much. So
Right.
if I'm looking at the map while fighting somebody,
And then yeah, and then you start aiming at the map and you know, that's where my problem would come in anyway.
yeah,
I'm kind of scrolling through a lot of this other stuff.
yeah,
It gets
a
really
lot
in
of
depth,
bug
like the HUD.
fixes.
Yeah. One thing they did also change the UI or the UI of the item store. Um, on PC it just looks different. As in kind of like the sleekness that they changed the HUD with the HUD. Um, but for console, it's entirely changed. It's all gone. Now the game is almost unrecognizable between PC and console now. You know,
That's
if you go in the
wild.
item store, it looks the same on both, which for me being console, for us, it looks like it's gonna be awful to navigate
Oh, I'm sure.
um, with an analog stick, but we'll figure it out. You know, it's something that's gonna take time to get used to. And I mean, how much is that gonna be a detriment if it's taking you an extra
Right.
couple minutes or not minutes, seconds? You know, it's gonna take you
I don't
3
know.
extra seconds
I've
to buy the
seen
item.
the PC item store. It might take me a couple extra minutes to navigate that thing. Oh, with the controller.
Surely we'll be able to figure out after a while. You know.
Yeah. It should just
Oh
let you
my.
choose. Just let you choose which item store you use.
Right. That would I think they just want some consistency. I mean, that would be
Yeah.
nice, you know. Obviously, I'd stick with what I've been playing with for the past, what, 4 years, 3 years
Something
now.
like that.
But,
My favorite bug fix, by the way, just real quick, fix an
mhm.
issue where Surtur could walk through enemy conquest base doors. What? He could do
Did you
that?
ever did you ever see clips of that?
Nope. I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I don't know what exactly caused the bugs, but I saw a couple of videos where it'd be like, you know, your mage is sitting right by the door. They're pushing the right phoenix, you know. The mage is sitting right by the door, on the inside, you know, defending, throwing abilities over, trying to hit people walking across, and he's sitting there throwing abilities, and the starter just walks right through, right at him, man. He starts screaming. No, what do you do in that situation?
Die.
Give, yeah, give Surtur the Cleo passive. But yeah, so that won't be happening anymore. Did you ever? I mean, you obviously never experienced that. If that's the first time you
That's
ever.
the first time I heard about it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I guess I never tried it as Surtur,
Yeah.
but
Why would I? Why would I be walking into a door?
exactly.
I didn't play Surtur that much, so
Um, Nothing else. I mean, bug fixes. Everything's gonna be like that. You know, some people saw them, some people didn't.
yeah.
Really minor stuff. Yeah.
A lot of it is makes me very sad. It's just things said the wrong words, so we're making them say the right words. Why did so many things say the wrong words? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just change that when like how do you forget to change that all the time? I get every once in a while, but like fix an issue where the tooltip on Ymir's Icefall ability was displaying the old values. I didn't even know that had old values. I thought that ability has been the same for like 10 years.
Ever? Yeah. Ever
Yeah.
since you got.
When did they even change that?
Apparently, Lancelot was able to double cast his ult as well at the same time. Um. So I guess let me know if you saw that. Send me clips of that.
Yeah.
That's one I've never seen. Yeah.
Yep.
So
On
moving on
to
to the game modes kind of phase. The game modes balancing. This
yep.
is kind of the bread and butter, I think.
Yep. They
Uh,
have lowered
whether it's
snowballing
yes,
and increased the ability to come back, which is a change that I don't like, despite the fact that for us and our team is good because we're always behind. Even in games we win, we
exactly.
always
Yeah,
end up
yeah,
behind.
yeah.
We are behind, get Fire Giant stolen, and then win anyways when we win.
I think in the grand scheme of things, this is weird. I don't necessarily like this change, but for us personally,
Yeah, don't worry. Our
bring
win
it
rate's
on.
gonna go up.
Bring it on. Yeah, I mean, normally we get like 25k gold down. You know, we have to wait.
Yeah.
They're level 20.
We're
We're level 12.
there most games. we are an item per person down,
Yes.
and at some
We
point,
win.
yeah. Well, we'll win most games, but when we do win, we're still in that situation.
Right. We're never ahead all the time.
Yes,
That's the fun part about it, though.
and if we are ahead, the game is like 80-5 in terms of Katie. Like if we're ahead, we have shit stopped them.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's either matchmaking or else we're so low in matchmaking that not a lot of people we can beat, but when we can beat anyone, it's bad.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's Mario Kart. Kind of
Yes.
referencing
They
the
buffed the blue shell.
no. So the farther back you are in Mario Kart, I don't know if you knew this, the faster your cart is.
I did not know that. I don't play
Yeah.
very much Mario Kart. I'm not a big racing game guy.
Yeah, I think I think there's typically 8 people. I don't know, but basically, your number one person, their car, whoever's in first, their cart's going the slowest, and it scales up based on how far back they are. So, and this correlates, because if you're in first, to stay in first in Mario Kart, you have to play perfectly because everyone else behind you is getting ample opportunity to catch up,
Right.
and they're getting boosted, they're getting help to catch up. And so, if you're in last, you can accidentally do something good and move up a couple spots. And I know we were talking about this earlier. You accidentally steal a kill when you're 4 levels down now, and you're all of a sudden you gain 3 levels off of that and a whole item worth of gold.
Yeah. And the thing is, that's like already how it is. You already gained so
Right.
much while trying to
It
catch
already
up.
helps a
And now
lot.
it's
And
going to
so,
be even stronger. You're going to end up ahead while after being down 4 levels with 1 kill in solo lane.
yeah, it'll bolster that even more.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
If you get
Um,
a 2 level lead in solo, hide under your tower. Why would you fight? If you lose, it's horrible, and if you win, you gain almost nothing.
right. And part of this I really don't understand is killing players more than 4 levels below you. So I'm assuming that would be 5 levels and greater.
Right?
Will no longer award XP. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
how often are you really, again, besides supports, you know, how
Right.
often are you really 5 levels above someone in a
Right. And
game?
it doesn't say anything about not getting gold, so you'll still get
Right.
gold.
Yeah, you still get gold. Yeah, but you're just not going to get XP from it, which, I guess, but it, I don't know. What's the point of killing him then? Because if they're that far down, what gold is it going to give you anyway? Any?
Very little, yeah.
All right, so just taking some pressure off the map from a player. Um, yeah, I can't imagine that.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not a fan because sometimes in your casual games, there's times where I'm 5 levels above my opposing solo laner. I'm just farming them under Phoenix or something.
Yeah.
But now you don't get XP for it, so it's not. You're not getting. Which it makes sense. It does.
Right.
The longer I talk about it, the more it's like, yeah, when are you going to be in this situation? And if you will, if you are, I mean, you're most likely going to be level 20 or close to it. So, um, yeah.
Yeah.
But shutdown change as well.
Yep.
Um,
You get
we're seeing the
more
shutdown.
shit for getting a shutdown.
Yeah.
Shut down.
Shut down. Now you get 200 XP and 50 gold. Plus, if you are in the game, anywhere on the map, dead.
Yep.
Dead, alive, solo
Throwing.
lane. Yeah, if you're 17 levels down from their support and you're the mid, and someone on your team shuts down someone, everyone gets an assist. I made that so much more complicated than it had to be.
Yep.
if anyone gets a shutdown on your team, everyone gets an assist on your team. I mean, as long as they're, I would assume, loaded into the game.
Yeah.
I think that's
I
the
hope
only
it's
reason.
not. I hope even if they're not loaded into the game, they can get an assist. So
Right?
people
That
who
would
didn't
help.
connect
Yeah.
at level 1.
But then, if you're getting shut down at that point, that means someone on their team got 3 kills within a minute and a half.
Right.
You got more problems than just your one person being down,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really the big conquest game mode changes there.
Yep. Are we gonna go over the other game modes, or are we making a stand and saying no? We're a Conquest podcast.
I mean, if you want,
Yeah. I
if
mean,
you
there's
would
not
like,
very much.
right?
Slash has increased sub time from 60 to 75 seconds. Arena has a new art set. They're using a Roman art set. And then in Assault, the reroll will now be 1 gem or 50 favor. And ESET, Cthulhu, and Artio are being added to the Assault healer tiers as tier 3 healers. Meaning if roll, the opponents will also have a tier 3 healer.
Right.
Don't
So I know
fully understand what that means, but I get the gist.
they added some system in 9.5, I think it was, to Assault. There's like tier 1, 2, and 3 healers, based on how much they heal, and because if you're in Assault, you can't back, right?
Yeah.
So you can't back
So
in
they
heal.
basically each team will have an equal amount of healing,
Yes.
and then
So
it's
not
just
one
changing
team's not gonna have
how
like
some of the gods are ranked in that.
right.
Gotcha.
They just added those 3. I don't think those 3 were in any of the tiers at all.
Oh,
I could be mistaken, but yeah, I know Cthulhu definitely wasn't. I'm pretty sure Artio wasn't either. And yeah, they either shifted ESET after this change or added her. All right.
ranked reset.
Yeah, that's
That's a
not really a
thing.
big deal for us.
No.
Yeah, basically, if you're capped, you get reset to 3,000. If you're in Masters and GM, you're back to Diamond. Every other rank is just like reset to the beginning of their own rank. So
Right.
you're in gold, you're gonna stay in gold.
Not a hard
So-
reset. They're not putting everybody back at bronze for 1500. It's a soft reset.
Yep. So, nothing crazy there. I think they do this they're gonna do it every
Major update. Every season, as they're now called.
season. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. All right, Jungle Pass. The rocks around the back harpy camps in all 4 quadrants. Order side, chaos side, and on the left and right of each have been changed, so you can get to lanes and camps quicker.
Yep. Also, make it a little bit less confusing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten lost. Just in the back area.
Yeah.
On dual lane side. I mean, everything looks the same over there, I swear. But there's more gold, there's more XP spawning. Bonus chests will spawn for you for every 1,000 gold your team is behind. It's trying to stop snowballing, I think, is what a lot of this is doing.
Right.
And I think that has a lot to do with all of the healing changes coming up too. They nerfed. I hate to use the word nerf because a lot of things did get shifted, but healing in general is less. There's less healing.
Yes.
And I think healing is a big factor into snowballing.
And if you want to get to the same amount of healing as you had before, you have to get less damage if it's even possible.
Yes. Yeah. There will be trade-offs, but also people who've lost their healing are gaining other things. So.
Yep. Except for solo starters, because fuck solo lane.
Yeah.
There's a couple others as well.
things.
Alquant doesn't get anything else. I don't believe Manticore's is getting a buff to counter his healing nerf. But those were already strong, and solos are very weak. So.
Right, help the brothers out a little bit. I hate to see, I'm not I haven't been playing a lot of solo in a while, but it hurts me. It hurts me when you're hurting. You
Yeah.
know?
I would feel the same way if jungle sucked, but also I like playing jungle.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Um, Another one, I think the major changes here are these back harpies um are spawning twice as often, but they are worth half as much. So it's, I mean, realistically, same amount of XP and gold on the map um, at all times, but you're gonna have to be at your camps. If you're a jungler, you're gonna have to
yeah,
be
you're
at your
gonna have to do a
camps
lot more farming.
more often, and that's, I mean, that's gonna suck. But I think that that's something that jungle needs, just a little bit more of a tweak
Right.
to pull that back. I don't know what that is. And so maybe this will be good. I feel like going to be a lot harder to get ahead, um, even when you're behind, to catch up or to stay
Right.
even.
So even more stopping and snowballing, really.
Right. Um, but then again,
Right.
if I'm on the left side of the map and every time my carry respawns, he can walk through and do that, and so I'm just
Right.
missing out on camp that at that point. So
Yeah. Well,
he's
compared to before, if the carry did that, you're only missing out on half a camp. You know.
right. Yeah. So
Like I was literally just thinking, like this allows other lanes to do the farm more without fucking
with
over the
splitting
jungle
it
as
up,
much. Yeah.
right? While dividing it amongst people.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just a little more nerf to the jungle role, I think, because yeah, you will have to. Um, I think one of the things they said is they're making you choose as a jungler whether you're going to be ganking or farming, and you're gonna have to prioritize one at this point. You're
Right.
gonna have farm up often, and so if you're gonna farm all the time, that's fine, but you're not gonna get any ganks off. And if you do choose to gank often and don't choose farm, you're gonna fall behind, especially if your ganks aren't working.
Right.
So just a little something more to.
I think this
Mm,
will help gods with stronger clear because it's not like the buffs got easier to clear for having less XP, right?
right.
They're just as hard as clear. So if you're clearing more often, clearing faster is a much bigger deal.
Yeah,
So
I mean
this
hyper
is
farm
effectively a
gods.
buff to gods with good clear.
Right. Anyone who you're gonna be able to hyper farm with is gonna be good here. Because then I mean you ward their back harpies, get those on cooldown,
Right.
and then unless they're meeting you to contest, then they're just losing out on those and you're getting them.
And the bonus chest as well. Intersect made a video today, and he said that he thinks fighting around those bonus chests are going to be a really big deal because there's a
Oh yeah.
lot of gold you can get. So, like, there's going to be a lot of fights around bonus chests.
I think even now, the bonus chests that are laying around right now, I always love walking into an enemy jungle and seeing one of those because you gain yourself so much gold and then take that away from them.
Right.
And
You
it's
do not get gold if you take theirs. I don't believe of these new ones.
oh really? You
Yes,
just take it
but yeah,
away
you
from them?
stop it from getting theirs, which with how much gold it gets is still worth it.
Right. Right. I mean, you anything to make them less. So it's 10 awards 10 team gold plus 1.6% of your team's gold deficit up to a maximum of 500 total gold. So you can essentially earn 100 gold per person by destroying one chest.
Yep.
Um,
But I
but
mean, one point six
you have
percent
to
of
be
your team gold's deficit.
you have to be
Like
bad.
I think Intersect, he did some quick math earlier. I think he said that if you were 10,000 gold down, that would be 180 team gold or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean that's
100,
160 if you're
yeah, 160. I think
So
he
you would
did
have
his
to
math
be
wrong, or I remembered wrong.
almost 50,000 gold
Yeah.
down, 40,000 gold down.
If you're that far down, the game is over.
Yeah. So I don't know why they necessarily put a cap on that, but fair enough, I guess. But yeah, it does
Yeah,
say right
they
here.
basically didn't.
Destroying the enemy's chest does award nothing.
Yep.
Another small change. So Fire Giant, if you'd kill Fire Giant, you'd have the buff for 4 minutes, and it would respawn in 4 minutes. So you had it up to then, and so it's harder for an enemy team to step up and get some wards down. Get some sort of positioning when you still have fire. Getting ready for a fire. But now they reduce that. Your fire buff lasts from 4 minutes to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So there'll be a minute time period where.
Would you have preferred them to keep the radius, or not the radius, the time you have it the same, but increase the respawn time to 5 minutes? Like, personally, what's your opinion?
I think fire is up often right now. It does seem like it's just up all the time. And so you know what? Maybe increasing the fire giant respawn to 5 minutes would be. I just like five is a more rounded number than.
Right. Because I'm thinking about this. I'm like 180 seconds to get everything done with that I need to with fire. That's not a ton of time.
Right, but
Like that's
I
enough
mean,
time to go in the game, but
yeah. If I mean, when you get fire, you're not supposed to just automatically win.
I mean I guess that's true.
You still have to plan everything and do things strategically. Do it the right way. So I can understand why increasing that. And so I guess that just adds some more team cohesion presence to the if you can group up and get things done in 3 minutes better than the other team can, then you're gonna be ahead.
Right.
But I guess whoever's really grabbing the fire giant's gonna be ahead. It doesn't matter. So
well, even when we're ahead, we still get fire stolen. So
that's actually I feel like we get fire more from steals than we do from securing it ourselves. How does that even...
We give the enemy fire more from steers than they
that.
do getting it themselves.
We need to talk about that because why is it we try to get fire? I mean, we could have a Ra on our team, a Cuckoo Khan, and
To be fair, a lot of the time that's Reed, and Reed has the worst timing of all time with secures.
I remember. Oh, I wish I don't know if I saved it or not, but he had one where it was on gold. And I was playing a big burst character. I was playing Giannis. We did a double snipe. I was Giannis, he was Raw. I said, Reed, do I need to ult this? I was like in mid lane when they're on gold. I said, do I need to ult this to secure it? And he said, nah, I got this. And as soon as he says, I got this, the enemy team got it. It was just perfect timing,
This isn't secure, but remember the time I was we were doing 3v3s and I was taking the Titan and Reed spawns and fires his ult and aimed about 30 feet to the right of me.
To the right, yep. Yep. It's like, oh, I don't know who he is shooting at. But... Okay, this has become a roast Reed segment. We gotta get off.
We do.
I love you, Reed. If you're listening, if you got to this point, shout out to Reed.
Kisses.
My guy. Mwah.
Mwah.
You know what? I
He's
will
just so
say,
fun to make fun of because he can
Smite,
take it.
Smite, yeah. For one, he sends it back to you.
Yeah. Oh, for
So,
sure. He's gonna listen to this and then give a shit.
It's fun going back and forth with him, but it's also Smite wouldn't be as fun without Reed. So I'll say that. That guy's fun to play video games with.
Yep.
Fun guy to be around.
Yep.
Okay. I think we can start to scurry this on a little bit.
Yeah. Made a change to Gold Fury. Made it faster. Made it so that if you try to body block it, it hits you.
Well, they were doing supports could run in a circle around that outside of the Gold Fury pit, and the Gold Fury couldn't hit them. And so they just increased that movement speed, so they can't do that anymore, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
increased the health of
Bastions.
bastions.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think I'm gonna jump right down to items after
Yeah.
that.
There's a lot of other changes. None of them are really
Just
major.
little, yeah,
Yeah.
little.
Little balance changes.
So I think we got
One one
six new
thing,
items.
just real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
They buffed the gold or the XP and gold on blue buff. I'm wondering if because of that, it's still going to be possible for solos to get to T2 before lane.
I think they tried to
Not in the
plan it
same
so
way.
everyone. They did say they were decreasing, all XP gain at the starts. So I think everyone should hit lane at level 1 now.
Right, that's their plan. I'm wondering if
Right.
they planned wrong. is what I'm saying. I'm wondering if there's a way that they could like do XP and blue by themselves, but I don't know if there's any solos who'd be able to do that. And I don't even know if
I
that'd get
doubt
them to
it.
two.
Without chunking all their health, yeah.
Yeah,
And even then, yeah, they'd still need half a wave.
yeah. I don't know.
So,
It's something to think about. I don't think it's actually going to be a thing though.
but getting to lane at level 1 allows for more notable skill discrepancies.
Right.
If you're better than the other person, then at level 1 you can really make that known, with wave management, and
Right.
that's part of why solo's been so boring. You get to level 2. If the guy I'm playing against
Right.
is
Last season, there was so many games I got level 1 kills,
right,
and that's not a thing anymore.
yeah. Unless you have to like mess up to get killed early, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm really looking forward to that. That'll make solo lane a little more exciting and volatile.
Yeah. Maybe nerfing solo lane even more, but at least making it a bit more fun.
Right. So one thing, looking at items here, I'm very surprised no new glyphs.
Yeah.
I thought surely there would be a new glyph. At least 2.
That makes sense how you say it. I'm going to be honest, I didn't even think about it.
Right, they kind of, what was it, 9.5, they added glyphs, and then one of the buffs, or one of the updates after they added 1 or 2, and then this new year they
They've moved
added,
some around at some point.
and now it's like, okay, did we forget about that? But
I think
I
the
don't
glyphs are
know.
kind of fine where they are,
Right, but I would still like, at least one item with 2 glyphs on it. Just something new to look forward to in the later game. Because I'm playing for late game,
Right.
but I'm looking at Deathbringer, Magi's, Jotuns, Exy, just like those, and that's like all I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I want some more diversity, something I can have to think about what I'm gonna upgrade.
Yeah.
But yeah, digress.
New
Anyway,
healing items.
I think there's five new items.
There is, yes, 5 new items, 4 new
Okay.
healing items,
Mhm.
and then 2 reworked into the trees of the new healing items. Most
Yes.
notably, Rod of Ass Clap.
Yeah, I don't know if that's any better. I think it's definitely better for sure. But
Yeah. I'm assuming you will also
uh,
get the cooldown reduction from the aura. That would make sense.
I'd imagine. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, so I
But
if I don't remember what the healing dealt bonus it gives is right now, but I'm pretty sure that's significantly more
yeah, and just to
as
reiterate
well.
real quick, all these changes, Season of Hope is all about healing, whether it's items or gods.
Yeah. Yes.
Healing just overall is decreasing.
Yes.
Anti-heal is
All of what
decreasing.
we've talked about over the past hour is about a fifth of the page, and everything else is just how they rework healing on every specific item.
Yeah, but that I mean, I could sit here and read this to you forever, but it's not
Yes.
gonna. You can go read it yourself.
Yes.
A lot of
I'll
this.
link it in the description of the YouTube video if you want
Right.
to go read it yourself, if I remember to do that.
Um,
I will try to
but yeah,
remember.
I think we are gonna pass over a lot of items and gods.
Yes.
Just
Most of
because.
the reworks. We'll talk about the new stuff, but anything that's
Yes.
just a rework, we're not. Well, we might talk about some of it if it's a
Yeah,
significant.
we'll touch some points.
Yes.
Okay.
Touch some tips.
What?
That's all I could think about when you said touch some points. I was like, that sounds way too
Yeah,
much like touch some tips.
that's just what me and Alex do, man.
You know?
Touching tips.
You know?
So when are you free next? Okay. Anyway, yeah, Rod.
Rod of Ass Clap got way better. They got cooldown reduction aura. Holy shit.
Yeah. Anyone within 30 units of you gets 10% CDR.
This, if you are a god that doesn't have healing and are support, are you building this anyways? Just because of the cooldown aura?
No.
Yeah, I
No.
agree. But like the fact that I could bring that up and I don't sound crazy is insane. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I can see. So we brought up. I was like, this is going to be good. I mean, increasing they're nerfing healing, right? So being able to just increase your healing, and this is just your healing. This isn't your team's healing as well.
Right.
I think they did that with all the items that were like team healing is now just your healing. Increased by 30%. I mean, that's a lot of healing, man. And you throw that on someone. This has a lot of health. This has a lot of mana. That even have some power. I'm thinking solo laners that heal. I'm looking at an RDO, but I think there's better choices for her. But with that 10% CDR, that could persuade me into buying that. I think the 10% CDR is going to be the tipping point in positions like that.
Yeah.
On an RDO, in characters with all these new items, I think Yamoja Terra. Those are two that you're going to have a lot of versatility with. Same with if you want to be tankier on a Hell. I don't know if this is necessarily the item that I would choose for her if I wanted to be a little tankier. Because, I mean, these items coming up are also good.
Yes. And there's still other ones. Like, I feel like Shield of Regrowth on Hell could be pretty fun.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shield of Regrowth on Hell is amazing already. But I can see metas where this item gets changed just enough to where, you do want a tanky, someone in your mid lane who's healing to be just a little tankier. An Afro, Hell, and you throw this on him. Just cooldown, just the mana of the health. Would be nice. Power as well.
Yeah.
Down to the next one. The heart.
Rejuvenating Heart. I love the way this item looks. Like, that doesn't get talked about by most people, is the way the items look. I love the way Rejuvenating Heart looks. I don't know why. Something about it. It just looks so cool to me.
See, personally, I think it looks like a tier 2 item. I mean,
that's fair.
I like it. I
It's
like
a
it, but
cool looking tier 2 item, though.
right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is. I do like these new items. I think they look like they fit into the game as well.
Yeah.
I like the design and aspects of it, but
Yep.
70
70 power, 300 health, 300 mana. And the passive. Successfully hitting enemy gods with basic attacks and abilities provide a stack of 6% healing dealt that is consumed by the next ability he'll use, max 8 stacks. You may only gain 1 stack per god hit per ability.
Yeah. So All of these staffs here in the rod of healing tree are all just like health, mana, power. Along with their healing passives. So I'm thinking more tanky. Again, I'm looking at this. I'm thinking I'm building this on someone tankier.
Right.
You know,
It,
but it just
I don't think it'd be good, but it could be a little fun on Oleron because you could stack it real easily, and he does have a heal.
yeah. And you burst heal yourself. This gives a decent burst heal.
Right.
6%.
It is 48% healing dealt if you have max stacks,
Yeah.
which is
Which
actually absurd. I didn't
wait,
realize
so
it was that much. I
with
put it
and
in
that's
the calculator, but yeah.
basic attacks and abilities. And so yeah, Oleron firing. I'm not saying this is gonna be a good item on him, but
No, it won't be.
Oleron with max attack speed, you're getting 48% every time you use that ability. Every time you use that
Yeah.
ability, you're healing an
I'm
extra
trying to think of
48%.
magical tanks that do auto attack stuff.
I mean,
Like, oh, Ymir doesn't have a heal. Fuck.
you
I was
could
like, Ymir, but he doesn't have a heal.
build, Shoguns on just about anyone and it not be bad to help.
Right.
But
I
people like
guess we're thinking of like Fafnir.
I'm looking at this and thinking Terra ult.
Yeah.
Guan Yu's 3 is Tulu
Guan Yu is a
Tao's.
physical.
Never mind. Dang, that would be such a cool item on it.
Yep.
Okay, wait. I think there's
Because
one
I
coming
was
up.
thinking
That's
about
fine.
this earlier, and I was like,
Yeah, there's one
this
coming
would
up.
be
There's one
fun
coming up.
on auto attack Herc, which I've been using recently.
But there's another fun one for auto attack Herc, so I'm not too disappointed.
Right. Yeah, something like Emoji, even if you ult and catch 5 people inside,
That's 5 stacks.
that's 5 stacks right there. But odds of that happening. Anyway, it's just for burst heals, big burst heals all at once. Last grasp, the last item in this healing staff.
The new tree. We didn't even go over the T1 and T2.
It's.
I don't know how
the
many
same-
people care, but
It's
I'll
the
just read
same.
off the stats. Yeah, 15 power, 50 health, 50 mana for 650. 55 power, 75 health, 75 mana for the T2 at 1350.
Right. Really, if you
It's
want
the
to,
same.
find these, you can go look at these yourself. For like the minor details. But yeah, this was part of it was with Gem of Isolation,
Warlock and Ethereal.
and so they just separated this into its own little group here. But Last Grasp has some power, health, mana, and
100
15
power,
match
200 health, 200 mana, 15 match pin.
You want to take this?
Sure. Well, you didn't say the numbers, and I feel like the numbers are important.
Right.
I just wanted to get those in there.
No, yeah. I was leaving
then
you for the passes.
Right. After healing an ally with an ability, you gain 10 magical power per 10% of their missing health for 6 seconds. This effect can only occur once every 10 seconds. So if you're healing somebody really hurt, you're going to get a lot of bonus power. This could end up being a lot of power.
Yeah.
If they have 90% missing health and you heal them, that's 190 power total on the item. After you add the base, it's only 90 bonus power.
This, I think, is going to be an RDO item.
Yeah.
I'm trying. You're in a team fight. Picture this: you're in a team fight. You're getting, it's nice health, nice mana, pretty good power, a lot of power, and pen, which that's what a solo RDO. So whenever I say RDO, I'm referring to her in the solo lane. I don't, I'm not saying she can't support, but that's where I see her at, and so you want that flat pen right there. 15's a lot too. And then you just by using your abilities, you're healing people around you. And so, in the midst of a big team fight, someone gets low, you accidentally use an ability and heal them. Then what? You just get a giant chunk of power right off.
The problem with that is how much power you're actually going to get, right? If you do it and heal somebody accidentally and they're mostly full health, you only gain 10 power. If they're almost dead,
Right.
you gain 90. It's kind of like power roulette.
And I mean, how much of an effect is 90 power really going to give?
I mean, that's a
Yeah,
full
I think it's
item.
noticeable. Right. It'll be noticeable for sure. It's nothing insane.
Yeah. It's got decent pace stats. It's pretty cheap. I think this item will be pretty good.
Yeah, I think this one could be. I think it's the best one in the tree.
Yeah.
But ma-
If
eh,
Rejuvenating Heart could be built on solos, there's so many not solos, physicals. There's so many physicals I can think of it working on. But there's not really as
mhm.
many magicals I see it working well on.
This one's cheap too. 2,400.
Yep.
It's not expensive.
They're all cheap except for Rod of Asclap. So
Oh,
I guess they're both cheap. Besides Rod of Asclap. Rejuvenating Heart's only 50 more at 2450. Then Rod is 2600.
all right,
Then
moving
to the physical version of the same item.
the physical version of this tree.
Yep. T1 is Blessed Scepter, 700 gold for 10 physical power, 50 health, 5 MP5. 700 gold is a lot for a T1, I feel like. Most T1s are cheaper than that.
Yeah.
I think the only other one is the crit one, right?
I know the one for it's some gem, the one for like Pridwin and
Right,
Raiden.
that one is 900.
900, but yeah.
But that gives
Yeah,
10% cooldown, so they don't want that being built tier 1. Like at the beginning of the
right.
game, I mean.
Yeah,
That's why they made it
besides
so
that, yeah,
expensive.
this probably is the 700 is the most
Yep.
expensive.
And then T2, Splendid Scepter, 20 power, 100 health, 10 MP5. I feel like these are both pretty ass for tier 1 and tier 2s. Am I wrong?
I would say average.
Yeah.
Health,
Yeah.
MP5, just a
10
little bit of it.
power and 50 health is a lot for tier 1, but it's also 700 gold, so that balances it out.
Yeah, I think they're gonna come out to average.
Alright. And then Caduceus Club rework. It is very similar to Rod of Asclap, except it's physical.
It is 30 physical power, 250 health, 20 MP5, 10 cooldown reduction. The passive is the healing dealt is increased by 30%, and it has an aura within 70 units. Uh, your allies have 10 crowd control reduction and 4 MS. What is MS? Help.
10 move speed, 4% move speed.
Oh, that's move speed. I thought it was going to be mana something. That makes
No. Yeah,
sense.
and it's
I
10.
thought
Yeah,
maybe they
10%.
missed the P for MP5, and that was actually a 5, but I was like, they don't use percents for that. So I was so confused. So movement speed makes so much more sense.
Yes. Yeah. So it's you don't give the cooldown to people like Asclepius does. You get the cooldown yourself though. You get 10% cooldown yourself.
Yes. The aura is also way bigger.
Right.
It is
It's over
30
twice as
units
size.
on Asclap. On Caduceus Club, it's 70.
Yeah. So over twice the size there. CCR. Everyone's going to benefit from CCR. Just that's the less
Yep.
time you're stuck in any sort of crowd control.
Yep. It'll be good on
Um.
physical supports, I think. Because with the
Yeah.
support builds right now, there's you get to full protections pretty much in 3, maybe 4 items, and so you have 2 items for damage, but there's not very many good damage items to put on tanks on physicals. If you are a
Yes.
physical that
Yeah.
is healing,
Items
this will be a
for
pretty good one.
utility. To mess with. If damage
Right?
is what you need, you go damage. You go. You can go relic dagger or something like
Yeah. I
something
feel like
big.
this is pretty good to go in that spot if you're a healer.
Oh, movement speed's always going to be nice. That's probably the best statistic in the game, I would say.
I love
I
move
mean,
speed. I'm a move
it's
speed.
probably
Oh,
the most fun. But yeah, that's going to be another
I'm gonna build this on Mercury.
something to try
He
out.
doesn't have a heal, but I like movement speed, so I'm just gonna build it on Merc.
There you go. Try that out. See how that goes for you. Yeah, another increase by 30% heal. That's going to be nice. This is one I was thinking for Guan. Or wait, no, Guan's coming up. Guan's item's coming up. But if you
I
want
wonder
to
which
move
one
on
you're
to the
thinking
next
of.
one, the
Yep.
bridge item for your Herc.
Yep. Vital Amplifier. 2450 gold, 40 physical power, 200 health, 15 MP5, 20% attack speed. And the passive is after healing yourself on an allied god with an ability, you gain 10% attack speed and 5% basic attack damage for 6 seconds, stacking 3 times. And what's fun about this on auto attack Herc is that I'm pretty sure he heals at the beginning, and then after a couple seconds he heals again, so that's 2
Yes.
stacks.
Yep.
Which is, I love it. Oh, I'm salivating.
Yeah. You're gonna be fast. 10%. That's 20% attack speed plus your 20% attack speed already. You know, and I'm not saying Herc's not. Herc gets a lot of his power from his autos. You know, or a lot of his damage comes from his auto cancels and weaving autos in there. And so, if you're this is, yeah, you get up to 50% attack speed from this one item, plus 15% basic attack damage.
Ouchies.
That's you're gonna be hitting hard on a
I'm trying to
Herc.
think of other characters who have a heal who do auto attacks that are physical. Nemesis? Kinda?
Sure.
But that's hard to control, you know what I mean? Because it's not like you push circle and the heal happens. You push circle and you have to get hit for the heal
Right.
to happen.
Right, but I mean, if you're diving someone, I could see this as like a joust nemesis item.
Yeah. Probably not I'm not talking about in like Conquest or Jungle. But like I'm thinking of like characters that use auto
Right.
attacks and have heals. I'm not saying you
Yeah.
should be building on Nemesis. I'm
No,
just like
I'm
going through my
also
head of characters who have heals and autos.
yeah.
I'm sure there's some more I just can't think of right now.
Ama. Oh, I heard Ama. This is really good on.
Oh fuck, you're so right.
They said this is nice on her. Because I mean, she heals. It ticks when you change, and so I think that counts per tick.
There's no reason it wouldn't that I can read from the description. It's not like
Is that
cap per once, like once per ability or anything, right?
her ability?
It
So
just
it
said
wouldn't
every
proc.
time the heal happens.
I think it would proc on Achilles too. It's not on Bologna. On Chalk's Rain. Mulan would get some benefit. Horus would get some. Yeah, really. I mean, there's a lot of healers. Surtur. And that could be good on Surtur.
Yeah.
Running people down with your ring.
Yeah.
But yeah. A lot of people like that. This'll also. I like this
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 might
club tree
be
a lot better.
the first time in a long time on a tank I'm building an item that doesn't have protections or is a power item. This is like a hybrid item. I don't. It's been a long time since I've built any hammer.
Oh, here we go. We also have the last one.
Sekhmet's Scepter.
Yeah.
I believe is how you say that. 2,500 gold, 45 physical power, 200 health, 15 MP5, 10% cooldown reduction. The passive is after healing yourself or an allied god with an ability for the next 6 seconds. Each time you damage an enemy god, your non-ultimate abilities cooldowns are reduced by 0.5 seconds. This reduction can only occur once per second, and the effect may only occur once every 12 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is another this is the one for Guan, I'm thinking, because
Right? You heal and then you use your spinny bullshit.
yeah, in that you know, you can reduce that every
Here he has some
tick.
weird thing with his cooldowns, doesn't he?
Yeah, so I think they also changed him as well to add just flat every time he heals, it decreases his cooldowns by. Let me go find this. On you. Okay. Yeah. Every god he heals, it decreases the cooldown by a second, I believe, for himself already. Per god he heals. with his heal. And also, they changed him so everyone he heals gets 1 second reduction on their cooldown. And just another some little. There are a lot of cooldown. For using your abilities, you get cooldown for using abilities, and then it just gives them right back to you. So he's someone he's going to be cycling through these often.
Yeah.
Definitely,
It'll
I can't
definitely be good in
see.
Guan.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
A lot of gods who could heal could put this to decent effect.
right, yeah.
Because it
Physicals,
just says each time you damage an enemy god, this could also work on auto attack Herc.
yeah, if you wanted it to. If you're wanting to build
I'm not saying it necessarily be good, but each time you damage an enemy god, the cooldowns go down with my autos.
Yeah.
I could be like, autoing with this, and then like my circle's like right back up again, and I can do all this shit again. The problem is, at that point, I don't have any protections because I've built all the healing items.
All of your, yeah, you have no.
At this point, the build is these 3 rods and breastplate of regrowth and kin size. Wish me luck.
Honestly, we're trying that.
Yeah.
So moving on from that, we also have anti-shield items.
Yep, which I don't get because there are shields right now. You know what I mean?
Haven't been huge. But yeah, because of less healing, they're afraid that there's going to be an increased priority on shielding, and so they added an entirely new item, erosion,
for anti-shields, which
right.
Me and you talked about this a little bit before we started the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Is not gonna be built. Like most likely, I do not see this item being built.
Yeah, I mean it's passive. You have to be within 30 units of someone getting a shield. You gain movement speed, and when they gain a shield within 30 units, and they get their shield reduced by 30%. But I mean that's so close, man. You have to be. I can see where you're fighting maybe an Odin in lane, and he's jumping up and down.
I guess this is gonna be an anti-Odin item.
He got his, because of this, he got his shield cooldown reduced.
Right.
To 12 seconds flat at all levels, I believe is what it was. But yeah, so he's just gonna be jumping up and down, and he's gonna be getting 30% less. But like, are you really gonna sacrifice an entire item?
Right. If
for
teams
that?
decide they want to go a shield comp for whatever reason, I don't really see why. But if they did choose to do that, then like you build this item. It's definitely very situational, and even in that situation, I don't see it always being built.
Right. Well, like
sometimes, but
who are you building on at that point? Because if you're at lane against an Odin,
right,
and you want to build against him, then when you dive their backline late game, you're either gonna have to protect your backline for when he dives you and tries to cage and bomb and everything like that.
This item is built for solo laners who late game plan on playing like a support.
I mean, I can see though
if like Odin is playing support, would be the only other time I'd see it.
A Yamoja with, because her shielding also got increased, from her too, and so I can see it there. And then maybe they have some shell on some of these backliners. It would, but at that point you're gonna say, hey, let's not have 5 shields in our team comp.
Yeah.
To give them the opportunity to build this. And even then, man, I don't even know if it gets that much value.
Yeah.
I don't know.
At least it's cheap. It's a nice thing I can say about it. 2350 gold.
Hey, it's not even that. Yeah. It's cheap.
350 health.
I can see it has, 30 of each prot, so maybe it's like a Sona binding situation. Sometimes you buy it first item for some.
I see this item being possibly the least built item in the game.
I don't know if I go that far, but it's very, very situational.
What items would
And
you build less than this?
bobble.
All right, second least built item in the game.
Okay.
Forgot about that one. That don't count. The earrings don't count. They're not real.
Gem of ISO. Which is our next item.
Yeah, like here's the thing. I'd rather build Gem ISO to deal with shields than that item. So
Right.
you say it'd be built less. With its change, I disagree. I think it'd be built more than that. I'd rather have that.
Yeah, so basically gold, all the numbers stay the same. The only change was the passive. When you hit an enemy, they move 30% slower. That was already the same. And then any shield applied to them for the next 2.5 seconds is reduced by 50%. And so I believe if they have a shield up, I don't think this reduces it. I could be
Yeah.
100% wrong.
I think you're
But
right.
if you, I don't know, if you're trying to, and this can only occur once every 10 seconds, but if you're trying to plan that in a 2.5 second window for when someone's going to use
Now that I
shell,
read it again, I do think this item is worse than the one we just talked about.
yeah, I don't see that. This is
But
just
that
like
one doesn't have a slow. Like this one does other things. It has a
they,
decent amount of power.
they tried buffing it, but they just
They don't
didn't.
like
I
Gem of Isolation.
don't, and I don't either. So I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
fair enough.
Deathbringer
Not every
and
god
Venom
needs to be
Deathbringer.
Ymir.
What?
I said not every god needs to be Ymir.
Yeah, exactly. He's got that passive for a reason. Um. So same thing, kind of coming into Venom Deathbringer. They get it removes the damage reduction debuff, so you don't automatically have a 1-up when you're 1v1ing someone with this item anymore. But it also now gets it reduces healing by 35%, and shields applied to them are reduced by 50%. So it got some. This is still gonna be good, you know. A good 1v1 item, especially.
Right. Honestly, if they have shields, like you,
This is it.
yeah, because you
This
probably
is
build
your
this anyways.
Yeah.
So whoever's building Deathbringer, they just go Envenomed, and then they dive the backliner with the shield. If the tank
Yeah.
has the shield, who cares? It's a tank in this meta. Oh
This item
no.
is going to be good against like that Odin situation we are talking about earlier. Like, why
Yeah.
would you need erosion there? If it's only reducing by 30%, and you have to be on top of him. This you just hit him with an auto, and then when he pops it, it's halved. You know, I don't know. I
Yep.
don't think.
I feel like we've been so negative, but there's a lot of stuff I don't like
Yeah,
about
no,
this update.
I
There's a
there.
lot I
I mean,
like, but
that
there's a
comes with
lot I don't
everything.
like.
There's stuff I don't like, but I'm not saying I
And we might
hate
be
what they're doing.
wrong as well. Like we
You
might
know,
end up liking these changes we've criticized.
oh
They
yeah,
just don't
I'm
look
not saying
good
I
from the outside, you
hate
know?
it. I'm just saying it seems more pointless to me than anything. You
Right.
know, like, why? What's the point of that?
Yeah.
But
Who cares?
exactly, it's not something that I'm looking at and it's like this is gonna harm the game. This is gonna make the game so much less fun. I'm just seeing it more of like
Who cares?
right. Um,
All right. I mean, Nike is the best warrior right now in terms of win rate, and this is nerf to her
yep.
because of course it is.
Um.
A
Yeah.
lot of a lot of shield gods are warriors or supports, to be fair, but that's usually from Magic Shell. So, like the ones that have it built in are usually like warrior solo laners. So of course they want shield reduction because they hate me, specifically me. Not any of the other solos. They just hate me.
Right. Who doesn't?
Aww.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Ah.
That was rude. No. Yeah, it seems like all of your everything you like is getting. Well, I don't know. I won't say that.
Not everything I like.
You're an Afro fan.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Afro support next patch.
Okay, so jumping on from items, we
we'll get to
have
Afro.
yeah. We'll tell you all about her. The claw shard, and then all of the relics that heal are all getting some sort of nerf to their healing, just like everything is getting
Yep.
nerfed. Anything else, all these starter items are also that heal, also getting just shifts. I wouldn't even call them nerfs. They're nerfing
Right.
some
All,
parts.
all the relics
Nothing.
that heal are nerfs because they don't get anything in like to buff in
Right.
return. But
Yes.
then some of the other items are shifts, like Deathstone. It gets
Yeah.
power.
I think one of the biggest ones that I wanted to talk about is the ornate arrow. I lied. It's the diamond arrow that I wanted to
Yep.
say.
Ornate Arrow is the one I like.
Yeah. So diamond arrow, they just added 10% pen and increased its health. I don't think that item needed pen, but like we were talking about last week, they need to stop making everyone just automatically have pen.
Right. But this is a
Right.
carry item, which is a class that's supposed to have pin.
Right.
Like, this is not the item that is making me mad. I'm honestly okay
This
with
is
this item having pin. And
this is also a starter,
right.
and so if
Right.
you were to
Carry
upgrade
is
it,
the class that's supposed to have pin, and frankly, probably doesn't have enough options for it. So giving it another option is an option I'm totally fine with. And I hate carries and love pin not existing, and I think this item having pin is fine. That's my opinion.
yeah, I agree. I think on magical carries is the problem that I have with that. But yeah, the
Yeah.
mages with their percent pen, Typhons also got 20%.
Yeah. Is that, are we
Because
skipping straight down to
the whole
Typhons?
a whole shift to healing. So that's just something that I remember off the top of my
Right.
head.
All right. We'll get there. I
Okay,
was like,
fair.
that's so far.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on zooming through all this.
Yes, I do too. I do want to talk about Bluestone because they nerfed it.
Hey, what's there to talk about, man? I just got
Yeah,
nerfed.
they got nerfed. They just nerfed it.
Same
Ah!
with Axe.
But there was a question I want to ask about Bluestone.
Okay.
How much more do they have to do before Pinkstone is better? How close do you think Pinkstone is to being better?
I think it'll take a little more nerfs.
Right, it's definitely not there yet, but it's getting close, and Pinkstone's arguably the worst starter upgrade in the game.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
I think
sad.
it'll get there eventually at this rate, but
Yeah.
I think what really needs to happen is Pinkstone needs a buff.
Yes. Oh,
That's what
you know what? You know what I think they do. I should think they should buff all the solo items instead of nerfing them because
Oh.
warriors are bad right now.
Okay, yeah, then I'll just start building it in the jungle. Who
Yeah, I mean,
cares?
I get that's fair. That's fair. Well, I mean, that's already happening though.
I know. Well, that's what this is trying to prevent.
Right. I feel like there's ways they could have done it without nerfing it for solos.
Right.
I don't know how, but
I mean, just decrease the damage on jungle monsters.
right.
Um,
I was thinking that, but if Solo wants to clear his own blue or wants to go do a camp, then that hurts the solo laner as well. Not as much as just nerfing it in general, but it does.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Down
I
to
don't know what they're
the
supposed to do, but I'd like to have items I can build in solo lane. That'd be cool.
right. It's looking like it's gonna be a sigil meta, sadly. But, one thing they were saying
And
about jungle
Sigil's not
items,
even that good.
it's decent once you get late game. Once you get level 20.
Which
Yeah.
upgrade do you even take?
The mitigation.
They nerfed the fuck out of it though. I don't even think it's that good anymore.
I don't think they nerfed it that hard. They didn't nerf it this patch at all.
That's
They didn't
true.
nerf it
Finally,
that
they
bad.
didn't nerf a solo item. Holy shit!
Right, there you go. You got something to work with.
Yeah, they
Um,
nerfed Warrior's Axe and they buffed Sundering Axe, but a month ago they nerfed it by twice as much as they're buffing it now. So fuck you. You're lying.
right.
It's a buff, but no, it's not. Don't lie to me. It's a net nerf between last month and this month.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not really much more you have to say about solo. It just
Yeah.
got
Let me see if there's any other
disarrayed.
changes to starters. Yeah, the support starters also did not
Oh,
get
cool.
any buffs. They just got
Yeah.
the healing nerf.
Yeah. If we're looking at
because they hate all
Yeah,
tanks.
some of these changes to jungle, they said they have to decrease the healing, but they didn't want to take it so you didn't have sustain. So they really just added a bunch of power to all these items, and then reduced their sustain. But for some reason, they still added the power to Eye, which didn't have sustain on it. So now I think Eye is going to be your jungle starter go-to.
Yeah.
If I had to imagine.
Maybe it'll
Oh.
still be fucking Bluestone, so they can have an excuse to nerf it even more.
Right? Yeah, you know what? That's what I'll do. But yeah,
No.
everything else. Every other starter really just got switched to the ones with healing. Because last gave it something, just a little bit of shift in other stats. Yep, Devour's Gauntlet has less lifesteal but more physical pen. Bloodforge is one, cool one.
They
Add
got
10%
attack speed.
Yeah,
Woo!
that's definitely.
What a journey this item has had.
It's
How long ago was it when it was just power and lifesteal? Now
How
it's
many
got movement
stats?
speed. Now it's got attack speed.
How many stats are they gonna stick on this thing, man?
They normally only put 4 stats on an item. They're gonna break that rule just to give Bloodforce another one, man. Give
Right.
this shit HP 5, because why the fuck not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Give it this. What's the Shadowbringer, right? Throw that passive on it too.
It's already got a passive.
I know, but just give it another. Add to it. I don't know. This is like my rot. This is my physical Ratatouille. In no ways are they equivalent in at all.
Yeah.
But it just keeps seeing like a power creep to it, which is fine because it's neither of them are really like, or at least recently haven't been big in the meta, but they're always, good.
Right.
And so it just keeps getting a little better. Moving, a lot of the magical ADC items are getting nerfed. They want magical ADCs to be worse. All the magical ADCs also got nerfed. I'll just cover that one right now.
Yep.
Just less healing, less power, that sort of stuff.
They increased the passive on Spear of the Magus to 7.5% to 9%, and the duration from 7 seconds to 8 seconds.
Yep, that'll be a cool one. Just to create, 4% lifesteal, that's a lot, but it's also an extra 1.5% power.
Yeah, for an extra second.
Increased damage, yeah, that they're taking.
From everybody, not just you.
Not just you. It's also a nice one. All right, now I really think we get down to this Typhon's Fang. Yeah, everything like Bancroft, Soul Gem, they all just have little shifts. I think they end up worse than they were before.
Yeah.
But Typhon's is arguable because it decreases your lifesteal. But
They made it way cheaper. They gave it a bunch more power, and they doubled his pin.
yes, that's what I like to see. I say I like to see it, but we just complained that we didn't want extra pen on Magicals.
Yeah, stop it.
But yeah, I was like Typhon's. And now having that as like your 20% pen item, especially for healers or life stealers like Anubis.
Yeah. I feel like on magical life steals, it's gonna be built because they want the extra life steal from its passive.
Right.
And so now it's just insanely good and way cheaper for them to do that.
Yeah. I'm already getting my Anubis build coming up here. Yeah, Soul Lane, Teleport got nerfed, just 20 seconds off the cooldown, added to the cooldown.
Right.
Some of the hammers got some power. Oni's.
They want forcing somebody to leave lane to have a bigger impact by nerfing this item, which I at least understand. A lot of the things they do to the solo lane, I look at in a vacuum and say, I like that change. And then I look at them all together and I scream.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does allow for more relic
variance
in solo. So I think that'll be good. But yeah, this is kind of the only thing keeping them doing things right now. So we'll see. After everything that happens here, I do want to see how things look, and I'm sure
it's so hard to know how Warriors are actually going to be in the next patch with all the changes they're making total. But
yeah, That's why I don't want to say in the grand scheme of things with this patch, I don't want to say anything's going to be one way or the other because, by changing one thing, you change, a million different things along with that.
Right.
Um,
You're the guy who stepped on a butterfly in that story you read in junior year of high school, who then comes back to the future, and they elected a fascist or whatever that story was.
I didn't read that, but
Oh, well.
I get what
No,
you're saying. Yeah,
it's the
good
original
analogy
butterfly effect story.
for the people who did
I,
that story.
they might even know what I'm talking about. Also, maybe it wasn't a fascist. Maybe the guy just didn't like that president. I don't remember. That was like 8 years ago or something.
Yeah, it was a while ago. We're old.
We're old.
Yeah. The big hunter item change I'm seeing is Transcendence.
Yep, not a hunter item.
Just Transcendence just has less gold now. Okay, thank you from the junglers.
Yep.
Don't know
And
what that's
hunters
about, but
don't care. They
we'll take
don't
it.
build it. Also,
Um,
bladed boomerang. Like you want to be close so you can pick up the boomerangs easier. So that I don't think that's. I mean, it can be built on a hunter. I feel like that's also more of a
I,
jungle item that they buffed.
something in a dive comp. I can see like a Dons and Burrow
Yeah, I
building
guess there are hunters that use it, but
stuff like that. Yeah,
I still think it's
but
more of a jungle item.
it's in a hunter item tree. Whereas
That's fair.
Transcendence, you could argue with dominance and when Transcendence is buildable on carries, you could argue that could also be a hunter tree, but it's also like a jungle. It's a little bit of both. Either way, it's both.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they didn't have any other jungle changes according to items, so they might as well just throw it in here. Why make a whole
I
nother
guess that's
section
fair.
for 100 less gold
Yeah,
on an
just
item?
don't label it hunters though. Just name it physical damage items.
Yeah. Um, and then two more starters, I guess they threw here for support. Just Heroism, Spartan Flag have their gold per 5 if you're the lowest gold on your team. Those were supposed to have it, they just didn't before. They just changed them, so they do have it now. On the mage items, we are still in items, man. Rod got buffed, didn't need it. Got buffed.
Yep. So when
Passive
I
is
started playing Smite, Rada Tahuti cost 3,000 gold and it was 160 power. And now it is less money and has also gained percent pin, and they made the passive better for 10 less power. And it also has a glyph. I don't get it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's I don't know. I think it could become a staple in builds.
Surely it will.
Soon, eventually,
Yeah.
because I think they keep trying to push it up a little so it gets built a little more. But it's not like broken, and I think they're about to reach that point where it's like, okay, we they pushed it right where they want it, where it's in the build, something like a Soul Reaver right now. You don't see a lot of changes happening to that item. I mean, we have recently in the past, but it's like always been there. It's your source of
Right.
HP shred for mages.
Right.
Uh,
I feel like this might push it too far, though.
I don't know if I'd say too
I
far, but I
think
think
racing that passive floor is a bigger deal than you're giving credit for, and 15 power is nothing to scoff at.
right. No, I think it's definitely gonna be good. Along with the other item I think you could build with it is Doom Orb.
Yeah, we were talking about this before we started the pod. If you build Ratatouille, Doom Orb, and Sphere of the Magus, that's a lot of gold, but also that's 30% pin
That's
and
a
like
lot of
600 power or some shit.
Like
yeah.
500 power, I think. It's ridiculous. And then
Yeah, and
all very good passives.
so
Moving out the Sea to Spawn with Doom Orb.
if you're proccing why is that item okay? Anyway, yeah, if you're proccing the Spear of the Magus, so for 9% plus they're under half health for 60%, that's 70% extra damage. 69 extra damage. But
Nice.
it's nice. Yeah, it's that's a lot of extra damage just from item passives.
Well, I think it's more than that. Isn't Rada to Hootie's passive that you double your damage if they're below 60% HP? Well, it will be 60%. It used to be 50.
Oh, so I thought this would just increase your damage.
No, the damage you're doing is the same, but you're doing it when they have more health now. Is what it
Okay.
is saying.
Then I think this is a
So
little
you'll
bit
be
more.
doing 109% bonus damage if they're below 60% health,
Right.
while moving at the speed of fucking sound with Doom Orb and having 30% pin.
Yeah, I mean,
Just build Spearmaga's Doom Orb and Raya Tahuti with the cooldown starter and run the game. You don't even need to build your last two items. Which is good,
for
because with those three items, you're not going to have any money left.
you'll do it all.
Yeah.
I think skipping on from items now, we have our main bread, like our big changes for gods. I think we'll cover most of these big changes, and then leave the rest to say, if someone had a heal, they have less of one now, and they have a little something more, whether it be more power and other abilities, less cooldown or more cooldown in those abilities. It's something to go check out, but it would be incredibly tedious to go over everything.
Right. The only gods that didn't get a little something extra are gods they would have nerfed anyways if they weren't making these changes.
Right.
Like Alklong, Manochorus, those type of guys.
Just one more thing to cover: people like Osiris, Serket, and Odin. Their abilities apply 100% healing, anti-heal, and they're still gonna have that. They're not gonna reduce those at all.
Which makes
But,
sense, because the point is that you don't heal anymore with
right.
those abilities.
Right. That's
And
kind
if
of
you
their.
reduce it like they're doing with all the other ones, then now they wouldn't do that anymore. So it wouldn't really make much sense.
Yeah. So now getting into our healers. These gods that have big changes are gonna be the healers.
Deity.
Like the big healers. Yeah. Starting off with Afro. I think this is a underrated change.
They've
It's kind of
made
like,
her support viable, like all of us Afro players always wanted her to be.
yeah. I think the biggest one is gonna be this kiss. Doing damage, because it's kind of like the Thor wall when it does damage. Now you can proc items off of that. You
Right.
can hit someone with that. You have a soul gem, soul reaver. What's the tablet? You can like a quarter health someone with that ability.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
it's a
ridiculous.
stun.
Yeah, and they'll be stunned. So, yeah, that's
And
the
the other part of the kiss, you give 20% of your protections.
instead of
Which,
mana.
yes, she's going to be a very fun pocket support. They're turning her even more into Mercy from Overwatch than she already was.
That's one way to look at it.
Yep.
But yeah, and now no heals. None of your heals for anyone in the entire game scale off of power anymore. No physical power, no magical power. Your healing is going to be a base level.
Or
And
it will
hers,
increase per level, like hers
yes, I
does.
think Afro is the only character whose increases per level.
I think I might have seen some others.
Yeah, it's like every level,
The
it
next
goes from
god
1
we're going to look at, Hell, also has it. But anyways, yeah.
It does. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. They did it for a couple of gods, but a lot of them are just base.
Yeah, but moving on to Hell with that.
Are we moving on to Hell?
I mean, what else do you have to talk about with Afro?
I mean, the birds do a cooldown reduction for tick.
Ah, yes. I looked right over that.
And
Sorry,
her
I'm
ult
trying
has
to
a
speed
thing
this up a
now.
little bit.
That's fair. We're an hour 45 in. Her ult, when you ult, you and the person you're a soulmate with do increased damage for 5 seconds.
And so
Okay,
you won't
moving
have
on
to
to
stack
health.
that up.
I'd love to talk about
uh,
that more. I do want to kind of get going a little bit. I agree. So
yeah.
let's get going.
In an aura, her passive now, she, whoa, I just spaced out. 8% power reduction to enemies, in an aura, instead of giving increased healing. That's in light stance anyway. So instead of getting increased healing in max light stance, you'll get 8% power reduction to enemies in aura around you. Your dark one goes through walls now, just like your light one did before. So you won't have to worry about that like changing and going. This is the most exciting one. Just this entire kit. I'm a big fan of Hal, and I think these changes are gonna make her really good and a lot more fun. But also her light one now goes through minions. Yeah, heals your allies still. Does not heal your minions. Heals your allies, not based on your magical power, but based on your level, and the level of that ability. Um, yeah, and then really the stance switch with it is decreased from a 2-second cooldown to a 1-second cooldown. That's gonna really get you in the flow state. I don't know, you don't play Hell, do you?
I do not. That's why I have not talked this entire time. Is because I don't know what
That's
any of this shit even does.
yeah, that's what I figured. Oh, your light stance 3% attack speed into all allies you hit. So that'll be fun. Help you clear earlier. Whenever you do that, that's just a flat 20% from um, level 1 of your 3. And so, just that small amount of attack speed helps you out clear. I mean, plus you have all of your other abilities on Hell, so you shouldn't have a problem with that. But yeah, 2 seconds, 1 second, you get in the flow stance, or the flow state. You're just switching back and forth, launching abilities, doing what you need to do. It's really nice. On Emoja, less healing, more shield from your healing, and more damage from your healing. That's about it. We could have classified that with the other changes. Sylve's Wisps hit minions now. You damage and heal minions.
Cool.
Yeah, that's about it. So that'll help him with clear. Maybe Sylph solo. Yes. That could be a thing. Now he has something to clear with instead of building mannequins on him. Like a new Chang'e. I know you're happy about this.
Dude, I'm so bad. It's
Well,
like I was saying
Chang'e like
earlier. They're
passive?
not changing the game to hate on solos. They're changing it to hate on me, and I just happen to be a solo main.
Exactly.
This proves it. Why would you do this?
Well, definitely your least favorite character. Yeah, I guess this just adds to her passive, but basically she gets 5% increased damage, stacking up to 3 times
Yeah.
for every ability that she hits. It lasts 4 seconds. And it looks like it
It's gonna
calls it
make
a
her so much
debuff.
stronger.
It's a debuff. You're placing it on a singular enemy. You can only hit. It's not like all of your damage output is increased by 5%. It's just onto that singular enemy, and it's only Chang'e. It's not like her rest of her team like Magus does. On to Rault. His ult was really the only one that had a major change. It's based on it'll do more damage to tanks, less damage to squishies. Power scaling is 5% less, but it deals true damage equal to 5% of the target's max HP. So that could be a lot. That adds up. I think into tanks that will turn out to be more damage. Into squishies, it won't. I think you still have one shot potential though.
Right.
Well,
Well, okay, so it's true damage. Squishy usually has about 2,000 health. So 2,000 times 0.05. That part does 100 damage to squishies.
Right. And then you still have 110 magic scaling.
Right.
Well, I can see this being a slight nerf, but I don't think it'll have. I mean, if you're still taking off that much health, then unless you needed the kill,
Right.
then it'll be all right. Guan Yu's heal now reduces cooldown for everyone that heals by a second. Just so your teammates will get reduced cooldowns. Tara's someone that's interesting because she has a lot of healing in her kit. Her monolith provides protections now when you're standing inside of it to combat the decreased healing, and then her ult doesn't heal over time anymore, but increases. It adds 10% mitigation. So I think that's
Instead of 5%.
right. It increased from 5 to 10. And so I could see that as a buff, man, because mitigations is a lot, an extra 5%. You're still getting healed. All of your items that are going to proc off that heal are still going to proc. Plus, you're getting 10% mitigation. On top of, you have your cloak. What's that cloak called? I always forget the name. It's so new.
Prophetic Cloak.
Prophetic cloak. You're getting mitigations from that as a carry. From Terra, presuming she builds that. You'll have some mitigation. You won't be taking a lot of damage. Bit. Yeah, and that's my. Personally, those are my big ones. You have anything else you wanna? Any other character changes you wanna hit? Because I mean, nearly like you said earlier, 70 characters got changed. There's a lot you could cover here, but it's all minuscule.
One that I don't know how big of an effect it'll actually have, but is definitely very interesting. Arachne's stun now increases active cooldowns by 2 seconds flat when she hits it on somebody. Which I don't know how good it's actually going to be. I definitely think it is very cool.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can combo that really well. You use your bite, your poison, use
Right.
that, throw spiders at him to catch up to him, and then hit that cocoon. Like, really, when you're hitting the cocoon, all of your other abilities are on cooldown.
Yes.
Besides your ult. The other two are on cooldown. And so, I mean, that just helps you kind of snowball that even more. I could see that could be a overall buff for her, I think. She doesn't get as much healing from her one, but how much does that really matter?
Right. Although one also applies 40% healing reduction for the duration, and the cooldown is less on the stun. So you will get to do your ability that increases the enemy's cooldowns more often.
Yeah, this is gonna be a cool. So it's one of the cool things to test out. Something I'm looking forward to.
Right.
Just seeing how it plays, and there's so many things like this. Throughout all these kits.
Right. I like how for Cernanos they made the spring lifesteal worse, so they just buffed all his other stances.
Right, yeah, everything got changed there. I can't believe we forgot about this, but Anubis, man.
Oh yeah, he walks.
He started yelling again. I lost you for a second.
Fair. It's
Got
all right.
excited.
He can walk.
Yeah. He walks in his one ability now.
Yeah, not his old.
Okay.
Pick Satch. No. Not really. I
mean,
I'm not Satch.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't even like him walking in the other ability.
Right. He should not be able to move from Fountain, personally. But
I don't know how you could design a god around that, but I would love if there was a god who couldn't move from Fountain. I don't know how they would work. Would it make him a support and you're just playing like a strategy game? Playing
yeah, it would be
Civ.
the most boring Yeah, if you're looking for a MOBA, that would be a boring one. But yeah, I guess if you wanted to play a strategy game, there you go. Yeah, he sprays that cone in front of him. He can walk forward. He walks at 50% speed though.
Yes.
It
But
scales off
his
your
ticks
movement
now
speed.
happen twice as often as well and do 5 more damage per second.
Yeah.
Not per
So
tick per second. The ticks happen. No, I guess it'd be 10 per second because
yes.
yeah. But yeah, you tick twice as fast at max level. You're doing 50 instead of 95, but since it's twice as fast, that'd be 100 over the same amount of time. And then
Mhm.
20% scaling now compared to 40, so that part's the same. So as long as you hit as many ticks, or I guess twice as many ticks, but hit as long as you did in the past, you will be doing 5 more damage per half second.
Yeah.
It's just a little change. It's
Oh,
not really not
it's
a
a nice
huge
change
one.
for him.
Yeah.
Again, it's
I
just
mean, the
something else.
walking is a big change, but the change to how his taking works is not a big change.
Right. Right. Just something else I'm excited to see how it
Yes.
comes into play here. So, do you have anything else you wanna
That's it.
touch on here?
It's nice of them to make the cooldown on Driving Strike and Earthbreaker the same.
Yeah.
I'm just like
That is helpful.
scrolling through real quick to see if there's anything else worth mentioning.
For comboing purposes.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think that's basically everything worth mentioning.
Yeah.
They were luckily smart enough for fan players to lower his health cost from ability since healing is less.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
Fan got completely. You'll have to go check that out. I mean, they changed just about everything with that guy.
yeah.
I mean, his like identity and core stays the same, but just then every number has been tweaked.
Yep.
No, with that, the way solos are looking this game, I think we're definitely gonna need to gank right lane a little more often here, huh?
Yep.